Hey, and welcome to video number 4. We're going to talk about planning your layout. Planning your layout is very, very important, and assuming that you've got all the important information from your clients, now's the time to piece it together. But before piecing it together, you want to plan out the layout, because if you do it in a correct manner, you follow these step by step, setting up the website will be very, very easy, and you'll see why when we actually set up the website. So here's what I want you to do. Before the meeting, you should look at the layout of similar businesses in that industry. So for example, if it's a specific type of business, let's say personal training, I recommend that you go to Google and you type in, personal training, and find a good looking website, maybe in the top 10, and look at the sites. And look at the layout, look at how they're laid out, because different industries are different. Some industries are made specifically for that audience. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because you don't have to think too hard in terms of, what they're expecting and perhaps even what their audience is expecting. You could even go to the meeting and say, hey, I checked out similar businesses, your competition in your industry, and I took a look at the websites and have a good idea as to what your audience is expecting. If you tell a client that, they're going to think, wow, this guy did his research, and not only that, he knows what my clients think. They know what my clients want, things like that. That's a big, big seller right there. And that's definitely going to help your conversion rate when you actually sell and try to close a deal. So go to Google, look for websites, and look at their designs, and look at their banners and things like that. And look at their colors. So what I want you to do is go to google.com and type in a keyword phrase that best matches the business client, their company. For this example, let's say that I want to build a website for a personal fitness trainer. So I would go to Google and I'd type in something like hire a personal fitness trainer. And then what I would do is I would go to every one of these sites, and I'm using Google Chrome, so just clicking the scroll button allows me to open all these sites in a tab. So the second thing I'm going to do is open each tab and look at each site. So as I can see here, it's not very professional, but it has a lot of information on it. So let's look at the other sites and see if there's a pattern. So AskTrainer.com, they have lots and lots of information on fitness goals, training budgets, and as you can see, just lots and lots of information. We go here, we notice as we're going through that the websites are not that pretty, but they just have a lot of information. So what does that tell us about possibly for personal trainers? That most people that go to these sites most likely are looking for information. So that might be something that you might want to write down. Write down some notes. So as we can see, this site here, they have a personal training studio. The site is definitely not pretty at all, but it has a lot of information, like why hire a qualified personal trainer, things like that. So as you're going through here, what I want you to do is just jot down notes about, does it look good? Does it not look good? What are similarities between all of these things? One big similarity that I've noticed that I just mentioned is that it has a lot of free information. So you could take this data, when you meet up with your business client, tell them, hey, I did some research on your competition, and I found that most of the sites, their websites look like this. It doesn't look that great, but it provides a lot of free information. So what you could do is you could create lots of videos for them. And in turn, that could be a future opportunity where you provide them with video marketing, video creation, things like that. So that's that. You could take a look at the colors. There's no real similarity in colors or anything like that. So colors probably would more or so relate to the company itself. You could also go to images and you could say personal trainer, fitness trainer, banners. And this will give you like the banners, the advertising banners, and this will give you a good idea of, different layouts and different designs and things like that, just to get you more acquainted with the actual industry that and the website and the business client, of course, so that when you talk to them, they will feel like, wow, you have done your research, you know a lot about this industry, I trust that you'll do the best job you can. So in this case, as you can see, it does not take a lot of time. In fact, you could probably do this. It's actually right now, me talking, it's only 4 minutes. So you could do all of this within less than 2 to 3 minutes. So go through, look at the websites, look at the design, and look at the colors. We obviously can see design-wise that most of these sites are not necessarily pretty. So that can be a big selling point. You can say, hey, I've noticed that a lot of your competition's websites, they're not very pretty sites, but they have a lot of free information. So what I'm going to provide you is a site that is not only pretty, it's professionally made, but it has a lot of videos, and people probably would rather watch videos than read, documents and things like that. Here's a typical layout that you can have. So most websites have a home. On their home, they have different stuff. Depends on the company. If it's a restaurant, perhaps they got videos and pictures of their food. And then maybe they have an About Us page. They have free information. They have videos, maybe showcasing their food. If it's a personal trainer, business, they have free information maybe on personal training, how people can lose weight, how they can gain muscle, how they can eat right. Free information, videos. That's a big thing. Is people don't realize this, that if their informational website just had a few free information, free videos, and things like that, it would actually help increase their conversion rate. Then About page tells people about the company, their mission statement, what they're all about, why they open, things like that. It's good information to know, not exactly the page that everybody's going to look at, but it's still good information to know because some people want to know that information. Product page. You have a products page that showcases their services, their physical products, their digital products. What are they selling? Things like that. People want to know before they buy what they can see the end result. Remember, like I talked about earlier in the earlier videos, the previous video, I talked about if they can see the website, then they're most likely you're going to be able to close that deal. Then you need testimonials, you need case studies. I tell business owners this all the time. You've got to have testimonials. If you got a testimonial of a happy customer, put it on the site. If you got a testimonial of a customer that wasn't necessarily happy, but you resolved the issue and made the customer happy, put that on the site. Testimonials in form of words and videos. Videos are much more powerful, but words are powerful as well. That's why a lot of times people go to Google reviews or Yelp.com to figure out more about a company, a restaurant, before they actually go to the place. Media. What kind of stuff does the company appear in media, on the news and things like that? Maybe they want a certain award on their cleanliness or on their food, things like that. So it can act like a testimonial or case study. And then we have contact information. So that's a typical layout. Like you can see right now, it's very, very easy. So once you have this information in hand, setting up the website is very, very easy. I mean, think about it. All you have to do is create a category or a page for home, free information, and the rest. And then bam, you just fill in the information and that's it. So that's pretty much a typical layout.